I'm going to put it at 10,000 emails that we have received since we opened up this tip line. This would be insane. We want to read your emails. Absolutely not. She knows we're going to say you can't read that.
She just continues to ask for more and more because she can't find any evidence.
Blake Lively is in a full-blown meltdown after Candace Owens exposed one explosive name live on air with 10,000-plus damning emails, leaked PR sabotage, and Taylor Swift's dad allegedly in the mix. This is a scandal tsunami. And with that, Blake's carefully crafted image collided head-on with receipts she never saw coming.
Now, I've received my subpoena from Blake Lively today. I'll tell you what is in it, because in my opinion, she's kind of admitting that she cannot prove that there was a smear campaign.
Candace Owens subpoena. Candace Owens just got slapped with subpoena from none other than Blake Lively's legal team. Yes, Blake Lively, the Upper East Side's former queen bee, red carpet mainstay, and half of America's most PR-polished power couple, thought she could roll into 2025 courtroom style and shut Candace down. Like this was some glossy Netflix legal drama, and Candace Owens was just an extra in her scene.
What are you talking about? This doesn't make any sense. Let's slow that down here, because I think we're realizing something.
But here's the problem. This isn't Hollywood. And Candace, she doesn't play side characters. What came next wasn't just a rebuttal. It was a legal obliteration. Candace didn't just call out the subpoena. She turned it into public spectacle, tearing apart Blake's case piece by piece until the whole thing looked like a badly written script.
I needed to work through her request because there's something very weird here.
The subpoena was dropped like a plot twist, delivered on camera live mid-shoot. A process server showed up all charm and southern hospitality, grinning like he was delivering fan mail. And he was a fan. He told Candace straight-faced, "I'm a huge fan," as he handed over a document meant to destroy her. You can't write this stuff.
The most compelling part of this subpoena that I'm about to show you, which I wasn't expecting, is the requested timeline of a documentation that they'd like, okay? This is page 9 of the subpoena. It's a lot of blah, 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 a bunch of words. I'm not reading this whole thing.
Now, Candace Everything Changed could have tossed the whole thing aside. But nope. She opened it right then and there, and by the time she flipped to page 9, everything changed. That's when things went from laughable to absolutely deranged.
Each request concerns the time period from May 1st, 2024 through to present.
Because Blake Lively's legal team, headed by the now notorious Michael Gattel, wasn't just asking for proof. No, they were demanding that Candace hand over every single email, message, text, smoke signal, and maybe even a tweet about Blake Lively going all the way back to May 1st, 2024.
That if you're going to subpoena people, you're going to need messages that took place before you filed the lawsuit saying that it already happened. But look what they're doing here. They're extending that. Why would you extend it? There's no way that you could extend it because it already happened in the past.
The lawsuit, let's pause and do some math. The lawsuit was filed on December 20th, 2020, which means they were asking for proof of a smear campaign that by their own timeline had already happened. Yet somehow they wanted Candace's inbox from months afterward. Make it make sense. But here's what they forgot. Candace Owens doesn't scare easy.
She knows that I have a source because I'm the one that revealed that it was Scott Swift who teamed up with Baldoni.
Because let's be honest, nothing sends a Hollywood PR machine into cardiac arrest faster than a rogue truth bomb. And Candace Owens, she didn't just drop one. She nuked the red carpet. Scott freaking Swift. That's right, Taylor Swift's dad, a man best known for quietly lurking backstage at AA tour shows and probably handing out snacks to security, was suddenly outed as an alleged backstage general in a brutal PR war against America's sweetheart TM Blake Lively. And not by some anonymous Reddit troll. By Candace Owens on Air Live, full voice, zero flinch.
So she's probably going, oh, who sent that to her? Was it Taylor? Are Candace and Taylor friends? Is Taylor trying to undermine me? This is a fishing expedition. That's what it is, a fishing expedition, because she wants to know now who's talking trash about her.
No soft rollout. No. Allegedly, Maybe, possibly. Just boom. Scott Swift is backing Justin Baldoni in his war with Blake. And if you listen closely, you could hear publicists in Los Angeles scream into their collagen smoothies.
So it's sloppy. I think that's legal strategy, is to get these people like me and Steph with the Deeds to say, we're not giving that information, so they can go, oh, look, something is happening.
Now, why did that send Blake's team into DEFCON 1? Easy. Because no one else had it. Not TMZ, not Page 6, not even Variety with its 16 anonymous sources close to the matter. Just Candace. And you know what that means? Someone talked. And not the kind of someone who works in valet or once served frozen yogurt to Ryan Reynolds. This had access. Real, uncomfortable, inconvenient access. This was backstage with Taylor's dad access. And now the floodlights were on, the curtain was up, and the whole operation was exposed like a ballist actor's fina.
Wake up, sweetheart. It's everyone. Everyone dislikes you because after Brian Friedman dropped the receipts, we all got invested and we're covering this organically.
Blake's camp didn't panic because it was wrong. They panicked because it was right. The subpoena wasn't filed to defend Blake's reputation. It was filed like a fire extinguisher on a 5-alarm blaze. A very public blaze. Mind you, started by Candace Owens with the grace of a demolition expert.
The smear campaign happening against you now? Yeah, we all read your words. We read your messages. We read your Khaleesi Dragons, and we're kind of sickened by the way that you bullied Justin Baldoni. Like, we read it, and we feel passionate about this case, and we're teaming up in the way that every parent and mother and woman and child that has been following this just wants to see justice brought to Justin Baldoni.
Because let's not pretend digital Sherlock Holmes, this lawsuit, was about setting the record straight. Please, if that were the goal, Blake's legal team wouldn't be out here playing digital Sherlock Holmes, demanding timestamps, source names, and digital paper trails like the CIA on Adderall. Nope, this was never about clearing her name. It was about plugging the leak.
Every piece of information that he wants leading up to when he filed this lawsuit. But obviously, we are going to assert reporter's privilege to protect our sources for how we got information about Blake Lively following her lawsuit being filed. I mean, common sense.
The minute Scott Swift's name got mentioned, this lawsuit turned from defamation into desperation. Candace had what they didn't, the tea. And the fact she served it hot, live, and unfiltered. That's what turned the celebrity tantrum into a full-blown legal manhunt. Let's call it what it is. A subpoena with a side of vengeance. A tactical smear disguised as litigation. A PR damage control move in a pantsuit.
This is important because she's done everything in her power to try to avoid this and mislead both the judge and the public.
Because if Blake Lively thought she could keep her secrets buried forever, she just learned the hard way that Candace Owens owns a shovel and she's not afraid to dig.
So you file that lawsuit saying if this is real, it really happened on December 20th of 2024. It would follow that if you're going to subpoena people, you're going to need messages that took place before you filed the lawsuit saying that it already happened. But look what they're doing here.
Candace Owens didn't blink. While Blake Lively's legal team was out here playing courtroom mafia, waving subpoenas around like confetti at a PR crisis party, Candace stood her ground. No dramatic monologue, no frantic emails, just a calm, unbothered invocation of reporter's privilege and a line drawn so clearly it might as well have been carved in marble. She'll hand over anything dated before December 20th, 2024, the day Blake filed her lawsuit, but anything after off-limits, non-negotiable. Try again.
So she's literally subpoenaing, just to be very clear, she wants, I'm going to put it at 10,000 emails that we have received since we opened up this tip.
And when she said off limits, she meant it with her whole chest. We're talking about over 10,000 emails. Tipsters, whistleblowers, former assistants, moms from the Upper East Side who saw things they weren't supposed to. All protected. No exceptions. You want to talk about loyalty? Candace isn't just refusing to fold. She's protecting the backbone of investigative media like she's guarding national security.
Somebody check on Noah, please. Here it is. Here it is. Poor Noah, my lawyer. Or rich Noah, my lawyer, because my legal life seems to be never ceasing. It just continues to go.
Even her legal team's in on the ride. Her lawyer, Noah, has basically become a meme at this point. Candace jokes is one deposition away from retirement. And honestly, she's probably not wrong. The man's out here fighting off Blake's legal tornado with a coffee in one hand and a stack of privilege claims in the other.
They still believe that the public is still stupid to comprehend what's happening here. This is effectively a PR strategy. Of course, we are going to say, we're not giving up all the people that gave us information. She knows that I have a source.
But here's the truth behind the sarcasm. This is serious. What Candace is doing isn't just about dodging court drama. It's about upholding the golden rule of journalism. Protect your sources no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's a scandal about shampoo or a billionaire trying to rewrite history. You don't hand over the names of everyday people just because someone famous gets nervous. Because if you do it once, that's the end of whistleblowing. That's the end of tip lines. That's the end of trust between reporters and the public. And Candace Owens, of all people, was not about to let that happen.
Coming from the mommy sleuth, she's like, I want to know every Barbara and Sandy and Megan and every person that emailed you and Kyle and Kevin. We want to read your emails. Absolutely not. She knows we're going to say you can't read that.
She said it loud and clear. You can serve her papers. You can scream cover up. You can run to the press crying foul. But she's not handing over the PTA mom who forwarded her a sketchy email or the ex-nanny who saw something fishy. This isn't just a case. It's a precedent. And she's not about to become the person who sets the wrong one.
I will abide by your subpoena as it pertains to any time before you filed your lawsuit, but you are not getting access to 10,000 emails for your fishing expedition so you can find out who leaked to me about Scott Swift. That's ridiculous.
So, while Blake's camp scrambles to rebrand this mess as some noble pursuit of truth, Candace is holding the line. Not just for herself, but for every anonymous source who took a risk to tell the truth. This isn't defiance. It's principle. It's protection. And if that makes some celebrities uncomfortable, too bad.
Have they forgotten themselves? You are alleging that he conspired behind the scenes to launch a smear campaign.
And let me tell you, Blake's team really thought they had it in the bag. Classic Hollywood hubris. Because when they handed Candace Owens that subpoena, they didn't expect pushback. They expected panic. But instead of fear, they got fire. The kind of fire that turns lawsuits into bonfires and public sympathy into scorched earth.
It's just like back when she was subpoenaing Justin Baldoni's messages, and she said she wanted 5 years of messages.
Let's rewind this legal melodrama to its most desperate act. Blake Lively demanding 5 years of Justin Bolden's text messages from before they even met. 5 years of text before they met. That's not law. That's psychic fiction. What was she expecting to find? A timestamp prophecy that read, "One day I will annoy Blake Lively and she will sue me, please." The only thing that subpoena proved was that Blake wasn't hunting for evidence. She was casting for villains.
Lively is suing, among many other people, Jennifer Abel, Wayfarer Studios, Melissa Nathan, because she believes that while she was in a contract with Wayfarer Studios, they undermined her by hiring a crisis PR firm.
And Candace, she wasn't buying the show. She's seen this playbook before. Demand the impossible, then sew into a TMZ exclusive when it doesn't happen. It's smoke. It's mirrors. It's Hollywood damage control in a courtroom costume. But Owens came ready, and when she called Blake's lawyer, Michael Gottel, an idiot live on air, then Coley walked it back by suggesting he's actually a genius just padding his billable hours. That wasn't just a dig. That was surgical satire. Because what else do you call a legal team so desperate they're subpoenaing emails about hair products?
Her strategy here is to ask for something that she knows that she can't get So that when the party that received a subpoena says, no, I'm obviously not giving you every text messages dating back to things that I sent to my grandma for Christmas 5 years ago, she can go, see? They're hiding something. Something must be hidden.
While Blake's camp is combing through her emails and passive-aggressively filing court documents, the internet has already sprinted ahead with its own receipts. Real receipts, screenshots, leaked group chats, timeline breakdowns, Reddit threads that read like FBI docils and TikTok sleuths who are one canvas slide away from solving everything. And at the heart of it all, those damning emails from entertainment lawyer Brian Friedman dropped like a bombshell, allegedly showing Blake's team actively trying to sabotage Justin Baldon behind the scenes.